Origami engineering for the brain.
Hello everybody, my name is �W𝐞𝐝. I am the CEO of Oxford Endovascular. We have developed origami engineering for the brain, a technology to treat brain aneurysms. Our product is OxiFlow. It is a next generation flow diverter and is a marriage between medicine and engineering out of Oxford University. Our project is part funded by the Horizon 2020 SME instrument within the European Commission. Our two inventors are Professor James Byrne, who has been a professor of neuroradiology for the past 30 years, is one of the world's leading experts, and Professor Zhong Yu, who is a professor of engineering science at Oxford University. We spun out at the end of 2015, and we have gained several patents within Europe, the US, China, and Japan, and we innovate at the Oxford Science Park. Now, brain aneurysms are surprisingly common. They affect 1 in 50 people. They are weaknesses in the blood vessels in the brain that can rupture at any time. Every year, 750,000 people have ruptures. Now, 50% of these patients will die, and 66% of survivors will have permanent brain damage. So it's an extremely important condition to be able to prevent. Now, during history, open brain surgery has been a mainstay of treatment over the last 30 years or so. It's very successful, but has the complication rates associated with open surgery, such as long hospital stay, and there's still a risk of rupture because the aneurysm is still remaining. Endovascular techniques or minimal access techniques have developed over the last 20 years or so. And the gold standard is coiling, whereby little micro platinum coils are put inside the aneurysm through a microcatheter to cause the aneurysm to be blocked off. But there's still a risk of rupture because it doesn't actually cure the aneurysm and actually does not work as well as open surgery. Over the last few years, the concept of diverting flow away from an aneurysm has come into being. And an early flow diverter concept, which is now a market-leading device, was introduced in 2009. However, the challenge with existing flow diverters, which are stent-like structures, is that they have poor fit and placement, and they will often migrate, and as a result, multiple devices are often used to compensate for this. Now, this causes great expense and also creates more risk of reinterventions. The market for treating brain aneurysms is huge, and it's growing. It's over $1 billion US, and it's growing at about 10% year on year. The doctors who treat this condition are neurointerventional radiologists and neurosurgeons. 50% of the market is in the US, and the other 50% is in Europe and the rest of the world. Now, the challenges with existing flow diverters is that they are made of a woven mesh of strands of metal, which lack the radial force to fit in blood vessels in the brain. And they often get distorted because of their structure and will move out of positions. Now, thought leaders we have spoken to have said at least 50% of placements are high risk, and we cannot treat all the patients that we would like to. Reinterventions are fairly common, and if we look at the adverse events that are reported, there are over 500 reports of flow diverters not opening properly during deployment. And if someone is able to deal with this fundamental issue, then this is something that would move things forward. And this is where our technology fits in. OxiFlow is origami engineering for the brain. We take a tube of nickel titanium alloy and apply a unique design which can be laser cut from this tube. This allows our technology to have optimized radial force along its length, allowing it to place and open accurately, exactly where the doctor intends to place it. It has memory which keeps its shape, and it is conformable to whatever blood vessel it is placed in. It will require only one device to be used, which will make it a more effective technology, reduce reinterventions, and also save time and cost to all of the hospitals that will use it. The great thing is it doesn't require a new technique and will go in on existing reimbursement codes. Now, we have developed a delivery system to enable this device to be placed, which is used within existing equipment. We're actually very proud that we're the only British company and one of the few European companies involved in this space. In terms of the placement of the device, it places through a microcatheter, just as other stents and coils are placed in the vessels, in the blood vessels in the brain. We've gone through several stages of development of the technology, and our latest prototypes fit perfectly into the blood vessels, and they've gone through a series of animal studies which have de-risked the design iterations. We've done hundreds of placements on the bench in anatomical models, under X-ray conditions, and into various acute and GLP standard animal studies. Typically, we use the rabbit aneurysm model, which is standard in this space, and our device has been shown to remove aneurysms in as quickly as 30 days and out to 6 months, which is typical of the follow-up periods in the experimental conditions that are used by companies. So to summarize our in vivo results, we've seen very accurate deployments and 100% opening of the device. And this compares favorably with what's seen with existing technologies. We've seen strong apposition to the vessel wall and high visibility. We've seen zero migration of our technology, and extremely good endothelialization has been seen with no vessel damage and no arteries blocked. So it has been shown to be safe. We are now in our final development stage of the technology with our design modifications on track as we expand the capability of the device to treat the widest neck aneurysms. And our final device will show superior flow diversion for larger neck aneurysms, improved visibility, which will enhance placement accuracy further, and recapture and redeployment capability, which has been requested by users. This will increase our IP portfolio and enhance our valuation and attractiveness for an exit or distribution agreements. We've already had a number of major players approach us for interest for collaboration. We've had a number of validating awards for our technology. I'd mentioned the Horizon 2020 SME instrument, but we've also this year, during the COVID lockdown, won an 𝐂𝐤𝐡 award investment known as the COVID-19 Rescue Instrument. And we were one of 11 companies across Europe that received that support. We've also recently won an Innovate UK Smart Grant that will continue to help us on our journey. We are very supportive investors. We are open to experienced MedTech investors joining our journey and welcome any inquiries from interested parties. We're very proud to be developing this technology using Origami engineering. So please join us in saving lives and treating brain aneurysms. Thank you for your time.